All right, greetings everyone. This is Bomani Taimba, and welcome to our Ghana Repatriation Investment Tour for October 28th to November 10th. And today is October 18th. So that puts us 10 days away from the 10th journey of a lifetime. And I have on the line with us today on our conference call Sister Imacus, and she is going to be our special guest because she's just a special, wonderful person. And she's going to definitely be talking about our accommodations at One Africa. I'm going to go through the itinerary. Her part of the itinerary is towards the end, and we always talk about we save the best for last, so we're going to go through that. Then also have my business partner, co-tour organizer and tour leader, Ron Bizzle. So we're going to be leading this wonderful journey together, and he was on the last journey last year, so he's well prepared this year for us to make this the best journey that we have ever done. All right, so today's conference call, we want to just connect everybody that's actually coming on this journey of a lifetime, October 2015.
Bomani,
Go
let
ahead.
me make a suggestion.
Sure.
Because I know I'm at the end of the tour, but I would suggest for this phone conference call that, you do the introduction first day or so, and then you bring me in because, the internet access here is not good.
You
And
know,
I make
Amicus, that is so right. Appreciate you interjecting. Let's do that. Let's do that. So, family, the main thing I'm going to talk about in the conference call is what we sent via attachment to the email, which is the itinerary. So, we're going to talk about the full itinerary. And instead of us starting from the beginning, I'm going to just give us an introduction about what we're doing at the beginning, and then I'm going to tie in what we have in Cape Coast, Elmina, and what we're doing at One Africa with Sister Imacus and the family.
okay.
And a few other attachments was the departure and preparation list, which we went over last conference call, and then the power outlet, the universal adapter, the converter, and the extension cord. So that's something that you'd have to just make sure you print out via email so you can clearly see what it looked like and the name of it. And it's not too late to order those things. It'll save you a lot of time, especially if you have a lot of equipment.
Where do you have to order it from?
eBay or Amazon. Anything that you need cheap, eBay or Amazon to order the little things that we have on the list. And they'll come within a few days. You'll get them by next week, Monday, the latest, if you order them today or tomorrow. Our itinerary is set for October 28th departure. So most of the flights right now is going to be routed to meet us here in Atlanta. The people that are traveling from outside of Atlanta. So we're going to do the 4 o'clock meet and greet in the Atlanta International Terminal at the departure gate for Amsterdam at about between 4 to 4:30, and we'll connect everyone. We'll we give everyone their promo supplies, and also we'll accept all of the tips and get everybody checked off and just connect everybody and just kind of just a full introduction, and we just go through a few things. And the thing that we'll go through is our game plan on meeting up in Amsterdam with the other people that are meeting us in Amsterdam, and those of us that are looking to travel out, step outside the airport and hang out in the city of Amsterdam, maybe for about 2-3 hours. Me and a few people are going. You're welcome to do that, but if you want to stay at the airport, you can stay at the airport and just relax. And then we're gonna have another meetup October 29th at 12 o'clock at the KLM departure gate, flight leaving from Amsterdam to Accra. And then for those who don't meet right away, I'll be able to see you then from San Francisco, LAX, and maybe one or two other airport. And I'll do the same thing. We'll get you the promo supplies, we'll get your tips, and then we'll just go through certain things with you and connect you with everybody else. And then we'll get on that magical journey to go to Ghana. And once we get to Ghana, we will proceed through the Ghana entry gates. So make sure you have your yellow card out, your passport, And if you're somebody who doesn't have a yellow card or you won't get a yellow card, make sure you huddle in the middle of everybody else with a yellow card, and we'll get you to the passport, passport portal where you just show your passport, your visa, and you proceed to baggage claim, and then you just get your bags. And there's money exchange there. There's also there's a phone set up there where you can get your SIM cards and things like that. So if you get your bags for everybody else, those are the two things that you can do, and then wait for everybody else to finish, and then we'll proceed down to the bus. Don't let nobody get your cart. Just follow the path. We're gonna do it military style. We're gonna have a few of us in the front, middle, and at the back watching. So just push your cart and just follow the ride, and we'll get to the bus, get everybody on the bus, and we'll proceed to the hotel, and we'll get everybody checked in. And what we're doing right now is orientation, which we usually do there in Ghana, but we get there so late, it's going to be time for those who are ready to close out can get rested in their room, and for those who are just so yearning to just enjoy the Ghana life that they want to hang out with Bomani the crew, Yajasi, Ross Marvin, and Righteous to do nightlife. And then once we enjoy nightlife, we'll start. Go ahead, Amicus.
Let me just say this about the yellow card. Everyone should really try to have their yellow card.
All right.
Because they've really gotten very strict. And if you don't have a yellow card, then you need an official letter from a doctor explaining why you don't have it, or the fact that you couldn't take a shot maybe because you're allergic. But you have to have something, okay?
I could appreciate the information. So everyone that's on, it's something that everyone is responsible for. And what I explained to you earlier is one of those in case of an emergency, which I hope doesn't we don't have to do, but that's the only thing I can recommend if that's the case. And also, before I move to the next set of things, the visas. Everybody, I confirmed that everybody had their visas. So if somehow someone doesn't have their visa, you just do that emergency express, and you have your visa by next Monday or the end of the week. So, Ross Marvin, you should have been the last person, you and Ron, to have the visa. Ron, did you get your visa back yet?
I should have it back this week.
Perfect. All right, cool, excellent. So you're the last person. And what they're gonna do, they're gonna check to make sure that your visa doesn't expire there while you're in Ghana. So, for those who got the multiple entry, if you got the multiple entry this year, anytime, you're good to go. If you got a single entry, make sure that you got it in the last 30 days or so, and make sure it doesn't expire before you get to Ghana.
And make sure that your passport has at least 6 unused pages, and that your passport is not due to expire within the next 6 months. Otherwise, they won't let you travel.
Perfect.
I know, I got stuck in Atlanta.
Yeah, and these are the things that we have went over, and everybody, we're just kind of reiterating those things. And I know we went through it, and everybody confirmed they got it, so we're good to go on that, and we shouldn't have any worries. And we talked about the plane ticket and logging into the KLM website to see your seats and adding meals and things like that. And so everybody should be good on that. But if anybody have any questions later on in the call, you can just reach out. What I want to do is talk about the first full day there in Ghana, which is going to be day 3, which is Friday, October 30th. We start out every morning with 6 o'clock wake up call. For those who are up and ready for morning exercise starts at 6:15 to 6:45 to about 7 o'clock. And we have a few people that's going to be doing morning exercise, and a few people that's going to be volunteering can do it. We want the energy to be right there in the morning for those who are open to it. Some people are going to be hanging out a little later, and they might not make it up in the morning that time. But our goal is to have breakfast ready at 7 o'clock, and for us to leave out, or have everybody ready by 8 o'clock, to leave out the latest at 8:30, and we do our city tour there in Ghana. But the list of things that we have for the city tour is going to be, we're going to go to the W.E.B. Du Bois Center, George Padmore Library, Independence Square, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, the Culture Center, and just enjoy a beautiful time in the city, and just really network and enjoy strong energy. Then later on in the evening, we have a 6 p.m. dinner and repatriation and investment conference with the Africans born in diaspora and local business people. And then we're gonna do social gathering for nightlife at Share Freak in the neighborhood and just enjoy the scenery, live music, networking, and we're gonna overnight in
Got a
Nicolay.
great, got a great party for y'all on the 31st of October called Mirrorball.
Mirabal. Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely check back with you. As a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna skip the next. I'm gonna skip day 4, and then we're gonna go, and we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do at One Africa with Imicus, and then we'll continue back to Accra, and hopefully we don't lose anyone. But all of this is on the itinerary, so that's why I'm giving out the days. Now, Imicus, we're gonna be leaving from Kumasi Thursday, November 5th. We're gonna be leaving from Kumasi, and we're gonna be heading to a place called Asin Manso, and that's gonna be, we're gonna be entering into what you call the central region, and beside Asin Manso, the other main city is Elmina and Cape Coast. So while we are at Asin Manso, that's gonna be our first introduction to reconnecting to our ancestors. So what we've done over the years is like we recommend want everyone to wear a combination of the the Ghanaian colors or the Pan African colors, red, black, green, and gold. Just any combination will work. And when we come together, it's just a nice spiritual harmony, and we just connect with each other. And our goal is to just come together as a group and take on this experience together. Asin Manso really starts the clarity of what really happened to our ancestors. And what I want to do, instead of just me going through this, I want to pass it on to Imicus. Imicus, can you share that introduction from leaving from Asin Manso to eventually going to Cape Coast, Elmina, and the purpose of that connection?
Yeah, the Asin Mansu, which we call Last Bath, is a place that they say that enslaved Africans were bathed before being taken into the castle dungeons for sale. It is also a place where some of our ancestors are buried, having been brought back through the door of no return. But, we'll go through all of that when you get here. Then you'll come into One Africa. We'll get you checked in. We have a few specialty things that we do for return, and not just returnees, for people who are returning to the land of their ancestors. One, because we're not foreigners and because we're returning home. You will have a welcome buffet meal with entertainment, so just make yourselves real comfortable. You're going to be real happy, and you're going to dance until you drop. We will also be going into the castle dungeons, and after the tour, then, and as part of the tour, we will have ceremonies in which we pay tribute to our ancestors. It's one of the reasons why everyone is being asked to wear white. And then after our ceremony at the dungeons, we will then return to One Africa, go to the beach where we continue the ceremony. Because as they say, you don't take graveyard dust back to your home, and you'll be cleansed there in the ocean. So, and not to worry, we're not going to take you way out there, but you'll be able to get wet, all right? And, yes?
This is Camille. We'll have time to buy those colors in Ghana. Can we save the shopping to get it in Ghana rather than buying here?
Yes, you can buy those things at the culture centers in Kumasi and in Accra.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Thank
But,
you.
whatever's easier for you. And so you'll have 3 days with us. We have some things set up for you. I won't go into all of them right now because we'd like you to be kind of surprised at what's going to happen. One of our highlights will be a visit to the family. And as I explained to Bomani, it has not been included in your cost, okay? But we asked that if each person could put up $10, we will pay that to the family. And it's absolutely well worth it. They are a group of African Americans, Africans born in America who repatriated to Ghana. It's a huge family. There are more than 35 of them. And they have, I'm telling you, plenty of children. But the thing is that they will provide us with unbelievable music and dancing and the whole 9 yards. And so think about it.
I'm
So
gonna let
that you,
Amicus. I think Ron was the only person that was there beside myself. Ron, can you explain what Amicus is talking about to everybody?
Of course, greetings, followers. Sister Amicus, I just want to know who's cooking the food.
well, we're cooking
Last
the food.
Last year you cooked.
Me, I'm the administrator.
Well,
Administrators don't cook.
last year One Africa cooked. Put it that way.
Well, no, One Africa does the cooking. So
Yeah,
that's why I said we're gonna tickle your tummies.
The food was excellent.
They'll make cake. They'll make something nice for us, but it'll be well worth the night of entertainment. Trust me.
Exactly, and I didn't want to leave, Sister Amicus. I tell you what, it was everything you said plus more, and I'm looking forward to go visit the family again. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience, and I'm sure all the travelers enjoy the same way, the music and the whole,
Just the whole interaction. Yes.
We appreciate you sharing that, Ron, and thanks, Amicus, for sharing that. What Amicus has mentioned is an optional activity, and we have a lot of optional activities. The itinerary is like packed with many things already, so certain things we don't have, but that's one of the things that Amicus has recommended. So we usually just end up just going there. So what Amicus is talking about also is kind of more of just a love offering to them, and that's what I would just really consider. They're wonderful. I mean, that's especially for those who want to repatriate and those who just want to be entertained. They do provide that wonderful night of entertainment. That night was the original night we set aside to where it's a layback night for the group. But over the years, Amicus have introduced it to me all the time, and we end up going there. So we're trying to just reach out to everybody and share with them ahead of time about that part of the itinerary, as Amicus mentioned. But Amicus, if you would like to share the rest of the itinerary at One Africa, or are you finished?
And then those are the activities that we have. Like I said, there'll be massage, reflexology, manicure, pedicure, clay baths on the beach, things like that. Okay. For those activities, there are charges for those. Those are not built into your itinerary. It's optional. But those are the services that are available to you.
And one of the
And
things
then, pardon?
Now, I was gonna say, if you mentioned massages, so I guess the guys need to be clear who's giving the massages. Guys were funny about who touched us.
Well, we have men and women. Some, the brother's good. And
I need a woman to massage me, no man.
Well, for you brothers that don't want a brother touching your parts, we'll look for a sister to come and take you.
See, fellas, I spoke up for y'all because the next thing you know, you'd have been surprised. Maybe a guy would show up and then you'd be mad at me, and I had nothing to do with it.
No, but for those who would prefer to have a woman, I will make sure that we have a sister available for the brothers. And for sisters who don't want men to massage them, same thing applies. For me, I'll take a strong man any day. But I'll take a good sister too. I'll take a good sister. Listen.
I'm with you on that. I take a good sister all day, every day.
And then the charges for massage, reflexology run you about $20 to $25, the equivalent of $20 to $25 for massage, reflexology. Yeah, between $20 and $25. The other thing too, folks, is that some people say you don't tip in Africa. Yes, you do tip, okay? You tip for service, just like you would tip in America. We take tips here, okay? I've heard people say, "Oh, you don't have to tip them in Africa." Well, we work just as hard here as waitresses work in America. Then, after we leave here, we also have a tour of the museum. I have a wonderful museum here, and I have to say wonderful because I just finished repainting the whole place just for y'all. Okay,
Woo! Yeah.
just
So
just for
so
y'all.
Amicus, when do you want to do the museum tour? Do you want to do it on the last day? Because what I want to continue on
It
your
doesn't matter. When you get here, when we have the orientation, then you can decide when you want to do the museum tour.
yeah. Let me
Okay.
share that with people. Let me go to day 10. It's Friday, November 6th. That's the day when we that's the day. That's after we settle there and enjoy that night. Once we are once we're up, we're looking to head to the Ayensudu Akoma International Academy of Arts
Yes.
and Science, and that's a special. That's over the last few years. That's been one of our special connection. They do the most incredible this welcome performance to welcome us as far as drumming and
Yes.
dancing, which we're gonna experience a lot throughout the country, especially that first day when we come into One Africa. That's probably the surprise she was talking about, but I apologize if I blew it. It's actually on the itinerary, so it's
Yes.
um,
You'll really enjoy it. The children are absolutely wonderful. And thanks to the previous groups that Bomani has brought, our school probably is one of the very few schools that has black dolls and toys and things
Yeah.
that relate to African people. And the children just love it.
excellent.
And so people that are interested can also sponsor a child's education if they choose to. We currently now, I was up there the other day, we had a program. We have 200 students in our school now.
Wow, that's excellent.
All
That's
right.
it's come a long way.
Wonderful. I couldn't believe all those children. I was like, whoa. So,
Shay,
yes.
is the school One Africa? Right?
Child education.
Pardon?
How much does it cost to sponsor a child education?
That's a big question right there. The cost of
It's about
sponsorship.
It's about $300 a year, or $350. It's $350
Yeah, I know it's between 300 to 400.
because everything has gone up. But it allows for child's uniform, books, feedings, all of that. And you get to meet your child. If you decide you want to do it, you can select a child right then and there so that you actually know who your child is going to be, as opposed to somebody sending you a photo gray picture and you can't recognize anybody. Okay.
That is
So
that's
there will be
perfect.
children.
That's perfect. Anybody have any
Now,
questions about?
that's American, right? U.S. dollar.
Yeah, that's $350 US.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Okay.
And appreciate
we are-
everybody for the school supply energy. I think even with the bigger groups that we have had in the past, it seems like we're gonna have more school supplies this time with our group of 20 than even the group of 42 and 33, and which is incredible. Some people really went above and beyond, and I'm like very impressed. Even Ya Jassi, she didn't sponsoring children. I didn't even know she was doing certain things she was doing, but appreciate people energy, and that's what gonna make
Yeah.
our connection into Africa grow stronger. As we just do these wonderful things in this, because now our children are gonna grow up there in Africa,
Yeah.
understanding the people, the Africans in the diaspora, versus not knowing anything about us, because they're gonna see things based on our contribution and our love and our connection
Yeah.
with them.
Very true.
Yeah, so I'm actually working on everybody's name and certificate.
Okay.
So I'll probably everybody has confirmed their date of birth.
Okay.
Wait a minute, so can I ask you about that? When you say naming ceremony, is it,
You're going to
you're
get
going off
a
our
new
name or a new name? Please, yeah, okay.
You're going to
new
get your new name on your certificate.
Okay, great.
So you'll be known by Ama, Abana, or whatever the day of the week that you were born on.
So as long as you, so basically, as long as you gave me the right date of birth, then you have the right certificate with your right name. But if we're recording and then you realize that that's not your name or so on, just play along, and then we'll just get you a new certificate. So don't disrupt the call, cause then I gotta go do some editing. So, but that's what so that was the purpose of registering. Because once you register it, I don't even write your date of birth down. I just copy it from what you register. So, whatever is in that that text is what's pasted on there, and then that's what I sent to the airlines for your date of birth to match up with your passport and all those things. So, usually it's very rare something like that goes wrong, unless somebody put the wrong information. So we try to be foolproof. But nevertheless, Amicus, appreciate that. Also, when we leave from the school, we're going to be heading to the Canopy Walk. And I apologize because I've scared so many people from not going up there because I do shake the bridge. That's for real. You see the videos, I'm always shaking it. Cause
My friend just left there. It looks scary. Is that in the fall?
no, it's in the central region. It's when you leave from Cape Coast, Elmina, you go. You go just into the central region. I want to say it's like 30 minutes, but it's about several
What's
canopies.
it called, Bomani?
It's called Kakum National Park. It's a
Yes,
hike up
that's
into the
where
forest.
Oh, gosh.
It's a hike up into the forest, and you have to. It's a nice hike, and you go when you hike up there, you get your coconut water,
Oh.
and you
Well,
hike,
you're
and
saying
then
it's a nice hike. It's up there. I just saw it.
yeah, and once you
just
get up there, then
Make
you go across
sure
these
to
canopies.
wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah, wear your hiking shoes and
Sneakers.
just make sure you have a lot of sugar and a lot of energy, because you're gonna need it to climb up.
I'm scared of the full body. It ain't that bad.
No,
But
I see the video. I believe
the good thing about it is that if you don't want to come to the Canopy Walk, usually we have a break to where when we leave from the school, once we leave from the school, usually we're gonna go to a land site. It's very important that we go to this land site. If hopefully Nana Premper is there, one of our repatriates that's been in the area. We want to stop by, say hello to him and a few people. I want everyone, especially those who are interested in living and doing business there. This is a wonderful property area, and it's right there by the Atlantic Ocean, right there on the coast. I love that beach right there.
Nice.
So we're gonna spend a little time there.
Gulf of Guinea, excuse me.
Go ahead.
It's called Gulf of Guinea. Thank you.
All right, Gulf of Guinea. That's still Elmina.
Yeah.
That's still all right. Yeah, that's
In fact, I think he's still going to be here. Nana Penny is the brother who's developed this project, and they built some really beautiful homes up there. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I think last time I was there was like 2013, so it'd be good to see. And then once we leave from there, we're gonna head back to One Africa. Usually we order lunch ahead of time to where you get your lunch. And for those who are coming to the Canopy Walk, make sure you order your lunch ahead of time, and we'll definitely remind you on this. And for those who don't want to go to the Canopy Walk and you want to use that time to just enjoy at One Africa for massages, for things like that, just enjoy that time at leisure. And for the brave soldiers, my lieutenants that's ready to do the trek, you get on the bus, and the bus is gonna have a departure time. So I'm gonna take it as if you're not on the bus, you don't want to come to the Canopy Walk. So I'm not gonna go around chasing looking for you. We're just gonna leave. So if you happen to get left, don't take it personal, But we're gonna let you know when we leave, and we're gonna drop everybody off, and we're gonna get our lunch, and within like 15 minutes, we're gonna be heading out to the Canopy Walk. So, so it's we're not gonna make fun of anybody who doesn't get on the bus. It's fine. It's a good time for leisure. And by default, I'm on the schedule, so I have to go. Other than that, I'll go take my clay bath.
Don't mind him. He's trying to talk some of y'all out of going. Y'all go on the Canopy Walk. It's worth it.
Exactly. Because I think I was gonna say to people that I've seen people 80 years old climb up on there, and they don't let me bother them. But no, and really truly, it's an optional activities, and we just mess with people about. It's not that bad. It's great exercise. But if you realistically need some extra time, just use that as time to relax and enjoy your time off. So
And no sleeping late. You can sleep late when you get back to the United States of America.
and
We have
you get up early every day. You go to the plantation right now.
Okay, well, we get up about 5:30, 6 o'clock, hit the beach for some exercise. So low level, qigong.
Perfect. So perfect. Amicus is volunteering. She's gonna do the morning exercise and meditation, and it's always a wonderful sight to see her out there. And so enjoy, people enjoy. There's not much to do there late at night. We're not gonna stay up late. Most we might do is cards and dominoes tournament at One Africa, doing two out of the three nights, and just enjoy it. And for those who want to step out, maybe we'll. I don't think there's much to step out to. We just keep the party there at One Africa. So everyone understand that everything is at One Africa. And one of the things I wanted to close out on One Africa is about, we talked about several months ago about the priority list and who's going to stay in the chalet. So I already have everybody I confirm with, you're in the chalet. Everybody else is going to be in the rooms on the other side. So, but everybody will be at One Africa with the exception of Ron and the tour guide.
And they'll be right next door.
And they'll be right next to. They're gonna stay at Mabel's place. Only time we don't really use Mabel's place is when we have people beyond the staff that wants to that has to stay in another hotel. We usually go to Almond Tree Hotel. But since it's Ron and the tour guide, they're brave soldiers. Whatever is going on, they'll be fine at Mabel's table. Last thing before we close at One Africa is once we get up in the morning, I'm looking for us to get a decent departure out of One Africa. I wanted to set that morning for us to go to the museum, and hopefully we set things to where we can leave at about 10 o'clock so we can head to Bojo Beach, right there by Crocobite, on our way to Accra. For the people who want to enjoy the beach, we'll get there around lunchtime, so you can just enjoy lunch, and if you want to take a swim, you take a swim, and then we'll head back to Accra. And before I start back to the beginning of the itinerary, Amicus, you have anything to share with everyone about One Africa, or anyone, do you have any questions for Amicus about the 3 days that we're going to spend in One Africa before we move to the other parts of the itinerary?
Yes. This is Amicus responding here. I was just wondering, how far is the school from One Africa?
The school is about a 20-minute ride, about 20 minutes up the highway. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Looking forward to going there.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll love it. I'm sure everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
Monica Yahad.
We have the opportunity to wash our clothes at One Africa as well.
Yeah, we have someone here that can wash for you. We have a laundry list. They'll wash your things for you. Just separate it out and give it to the washwoman, and you know.
We still usually recommend them to turn it in the first or the second day, the latest, right? That way they can have it back before they leave.
Yeah, they do it quickly.
Okay.
But now let me say this about One Africa, and I introduce everybody to my side. When it comes to food, we will be prepared for you, and most of our meals will be buffet. But if you're ordering other than, outside of your buffet, this ain't no fast food restaurant. So it may take a little while to get your deliciously prepared food. So there'll be plenty for you to do while you wait. Okay? We are not fast here. It's not a fast food restaurant. When you order, we prepare. If you want chips, we peel potatoes. If you want fish, we fry it right away. Okay? So, and the thing is that you want to come, relax, and if you have any complaints, keep them to yourself.
Amicus, that is so wonderful. And as you're talking about complaints and everything,
I'm
yes,
here if you have any complaints.
everyone just enjoy yourself in paradise and don't let anything irritate you. And this is where I want to bring Ron in and can kind of continue on the itinerary. If you have certain concerns or certain things you need to talk with, you can always talk to me, Ron, and we have an extended group of staff. Everyone in the book that's under tour assistant, you can reach out to them and they'll connect with us on whatever. That way you always have someone to talk to about anything you want to talk to. Just make sure you communicate with us. One thing we do not like is outbursts and things like that. It's like this is a spiritual journey and it disrupts everybody's energy. So no outbursts. Let's talk respectively and be clear on certain things. And you know, we're, you know, if you know whatever I mean, we've done this so many times. Whatever issue there is really not an issue. There's something that can be done to get things worked out for you. So you know, so but Imicus, we don't, you know, we want you to, we want, me and Imicus want you to understand that this part of the itinerary is different. We talk about the no TVs and things like that. It's experience. So if you go into the shower and you turn the hot part of the water on and the water doesn't come out nice and hot, understand it's an experience, nothing personal.
Well, let me tell you this, there ain't no hot water, so I'll tell you all up front. Now, if you just absolutely cannot stand taking a shower in cold water, it's not ice cold, but it's, you know, it depends on the sun, then we can give you a bucket of hot water, okay? This is a village, all right? So we're down to not just basics. The thing is that at One Africa, we drop off the grid. Okay. Now, let me say this in terms of telephones. If you are bringing your own phone, and I don't know about the service that you have, but roaming service tends to be very expensive unless you have some special arrangement with the phone company. You can get a small phone here, or maybe you can change the chip in your phone. That will be a lot cheaper than having roaming. Okay.
How much is a phone there?
You can get an old cheap old phone for about $50.
Yeah, on
Might
average, usually we
less.
say about $50. You get a phone.
It's not 50. You can get a
decent
cheap
phone.
old phone that allow you to call everywhere. And then you just buy service. You buy airtime.
I appreciate you, because before I continue the itinerary, we're gonna start from day 4. Ron, I want to bring Ron in and to continue what we was talking about. If anyone have any questions, anybody needs to talk to us about certain things. Ron, can you share with everyone how we have communicate?
I have a question when you get a chance.
Sure. Let Ron finish it and answer your question.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Greetings, everyone. When it comes to a type of situation that's not emergency situations, make sure you check with the security or the assistant tour operators, which are, you know, you have Brother Righteous, and you may have Kojo. I'm not sure who's on the list when we get there, but there's plenty of people. Sister Parks, there's plenty of people to go to, and we can try to resolve your issues if you have an issue, and that way it'll keep everybody else that's on the tour. They'll keep them in a positive light, so you don't affect other people's experience. It's just a matter of courtesy and etiquette. We just ask that you come and talk to the assistant operators and before we bombard the Bomani with all, you know, it's impossible for the tour organizer, the leader, to be handling all the people's issues. But we'll handle those issues on the lower level, as long as there's not an emergency situation. Another one is if you happen to go off the beaten path, use a tour assistant. If you're going to go during your free time, downtime, make sure you use a tour assistant. And if you don't, make sure you always tell, just like even in One Africa, you tell Sister Amicus or, I'll throw her name in there, Sister Amicus or one of the tour operators or Bomani, always let somebody know that you're leaving, where you're going, so we might know where you're at in case something arises. One other thing, Sister Amicus, One Africa-wise, is something that you might cover. She usually converts money. If you're in One Africa, you might want to speak on it. She needs U.S. dollars. So you can exchange money with her, the money that's spent there in the Cape Coast area. So she might want to speak on that real quick.
Yeah, I can do that. If people want to exchange money with me, I'll exchange it. I'm traveling, so I'm trying to collect U.S. dollars for my next trip. The other thing, let me say real quick, if anybody is interested in having clothing made, we do have some excellent, we have an excellent dress designer here in Cape Coast And if you want to have jewelry made, now if you have old chains, broken earring, one earring, things like that, you can bring that with you. The jeweler can melt it down into anything and make whatever it is that you want. Okay? So,
Nice.
and he's excellent. He does silver and gold. So if you, for the meltdown, gold. So if you have any broken chains or things like that, spare earrings, jewelry that you don't want to wear anymore, he can melt it down and redesign something for you. And his prices are not bad. For
Nice.
example, a sterling silver pendant, ranges from 150 to 250 Ghana CDs, which is less than $100.
Excellent, excellent.
Right now, the rate of exchange is 3.6
Wow, that fell a lot from
to
4.4.
to the dollar.
Okay.
Yes, 3.6 to the dollar.
Right, excellent, excellent. Amicus, appreciate all that information, and that's what we're gonna be doing in the 3 days there at One Africa, plus a few other things. So, anyone, if you have any last minute questions, definitely just reach out
Yes.
to Amicus real quick before I move on to the rest of the itinerary, and then we close out.
Yes. Greetings, everyone. This is Ifeniwa. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah, awesome. I had just a couple of questions. One on vegetarian meals at One Africa, and I do eat fish as well, so just a little concerned about the vegetarian meals.
Got you covered. We have some really great vegetarian dishes.
Awesome, awesome.
We do
Thank you.
We do vegetarian very well. We'll definitely make sure you're taken care of. Let me just say this. Do not eat off the streets, okay?
Thank you, Amicus. Appreciate it.
If you can't feel it, do not eat it. Okay, so I mean, if you want to buy banana, orange, something like that, but do not eat food off the streets. It is not advisable.
Yeah, you don't know what you're eating to be realistic.
Okay, and
No, we don't want
Yeah.
bushmeat.
No.
But you don't know
No,
what
we don't
bushmeat
do
is, though.
bushmeat. The only flesh that we do at One Africa is chicken and fish, and everything else. Yeah, we don't. If it crawls, oinks, barks, meow, we don't do that.
That's good to know.
Okay.
and
You can
and
bring
it could
your-
wow and it could bark.
Yeah, they eat dogs here now.
We got
and
Chinese
cats.
restaurants. We got Chinese restaurants.
No visuals. And one more question. And on one of the conference calls before, I had missed it.
The
And you
regiment.
said something. You were on. You said something about a cleanser before we get here. Some kind of cleansing that you knew of.
A regiment.
Can you hear me?
Oh, was that
Yeah.
KLS?
Huh?
Now, Amicus, you mentioned a regiment that you put together for those people to get their immune
it's-
system ready.
Well, that's the vitamin regimen.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Thanks.
You can still y'all keep talking. I'm looking for the book.
Keep talking. That is what's up. Yeah. Now I'll leave things open because I just want to go through the rest of the itinerary to everyone. But everyone, so far you see, One Africa is the place to be, and we have a lot of things going on there. And yeah.
Okay, this is what we recommend, and I think that we did send it before. Ladies, also remember to bring your personals. Okay. And okay, this is what we recommend, and you should have started it much earlier, but it doesn't hurt to start now. But it's cat's claw, 1,000 milligrams every day. Ginger, 500 milligrams. COQ10, 100 milligrams. Vitamin E, 400 milligrams. Vitamin B complex, 100 milligrams. Vitamin C with rose hips, taken at bedtime, 3,000 milligrams, and this is daily. and echinacea with golden seal root. The highest dosage. You take it for 3 weeks on and 1 week off. So we're saying that
Vaccination,
this
what?
echinacea with golden seal root.
And that's how
Okay.
much?
And you take that the highest dosage that you can find,
Okay.
and you take it for 3 weeks on and then 1 week off, and that's to help to build your immune system. Okay.
Okay, got it. Got it. And well, do you have any soccer balls or anything if we wanted to play soccer? Like just if we had downtime, I'm not sure how much downtime we have.
Sure. I can hook up a soccer game with you with some of our boys from the village. You want to play soccer?
Yeah, if we have time.
Yeah, what I was Amicus, what I was telling her to do is just to bring a soccer ball with her because we can kick ball together in different locations we
Yeah.
go. So bring a
Sure.
ball and then bring a pump and just take the air out. That's what we use when we travel and we go places we kick ball. I already got all the games and everything, the chess, the dominoes and things like that, the cards. So how would you like to bring the soccer and the volleyball for us, if anyone? Can you do that?
Okay.
And a pump?
Okay. And you can, if you want to bring munchies or things like that for your room, you can. But you can also buy them here because we do have supermarkets.
Amicus,
Okay.
you for real? There's supermarkets in
And-
Africa?
Yeah, we got malls down here, brother.
What?
We got
For
the
real?
biggest mall in West Africa they just built.
Nice, because I need some incense and essential oils and stuff, and I didn't really want to drag all that stuff with me.
Well, I have essential oils. I may not have all the fragrances, but you know, put a little bit in your bag, okay?
Okay.
All right. Just
What's the
in
best
case.
mosquito?
Guide
I'm
Ru-
good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Next, somebody had a question.
Yeah.
Guide Russ
Do you
Marvin.
recommend bringing off spray for mosquitoes?
Yeah, you
Got
can.
it.
Well, you can bring off, but what I would suggest is that you get citronella oil. Citronella
Got it.
oil is a natural repellent for mosquitoes. Plus, it's also good for your skin. But if you want to bring a mosquito spray, get something natural that does not have DEET. Because DEET is poison, okay?
What is that? How you spell that?
DEET, D-E-E-T. You don't want to buy DEET. You want to find a natural insect repellent. Feel free to eat plenty of garlic, okay? Because y'all are so sweet coming from America with all that sugar and stuff y'all been eating over there.
Yeah, she's right about it, and that's and that's what I was explaining to everyone in a few earlier comments called that if you're gonna put a lot of free fragrance on yourself, you're gonna attract mosquitoes and things like that. So
Right.
people like myself, I usually come to natural, and and you just keep them away from you. They're looking for sweet smells, so that's the key thing. And Ron, you mentioned Burt Bee last time. You said that worked for you. You said the mosquitoes kept away from you last year.
Yeah, but bird bees is everything. Bird bees produce is natural, and they have you can buy it online from Walgreens, but you have to pay the shipping charge. Unless all depends how much
What
you
is
buy. But Burt's Bees, they've been around for years, but they make virtually everything. Yeah.
So bird
But just if you go to burtsbees.com, they won't have it because they sell out all the time. So you have to go to some of their vendors like Walgreens and CVS and the pharmacies.
What though? And it says
it'll
mosquito
be-
spray, Burt's Bees mosquito spray?
It would be insect repellent.
Okay, got it. Well, one other question. Someone suggested making neem tea, drinking neem tea, because that'll help repel the mosquitoes. Is there a way we can make tea? Are we going to be able to make tea with hot water?
Sure. That won't be a
Okay, got
problem.
it. Good. They said drinking the neem tea will also help repel the mosquitoes, because it kills the bugs in the garden.
Yeah, but it's also it's good for you. I mean, we can make neem tree. We have neem trees all over the place, and
Oh, good. Oh, perfect.
You can boil it up.
Can we go back to the Burt Bees thing? Because I didn't hear what Burt Bees, what is it
Yes.
about?
It's called
Thank you.
Burt Bees. Burt.
You're welcome.
Can you
I know
spell
Burt
it, my
Bees what?
brother?
I
Can
know
you
what
spell
Burt Bees is, but Burt Bees what? Is a
It's like a,
stick? Is it a? Okay.
Yeah, it has something about-
I'm sorry. Gotcha.
it has Cincinnati in it.
Got it. Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sister Imacus, do you know this brother named Brother Aswad who repatriated from Atlanta
Yes.
to Ghana?
Yes, I do. He's in Accra.
Okay, because I definitely would like to make contact with him, or you can give him the heads up that I'm heading there, because me and him is good brothers from here in Atlanta, and I haven't seen him since he repatriated.
What's your name?
This is Ras Marvin.
Oh, Ross. Okay, yeah, he's here. We'll make sure that I'll get the word to him.
Yes, because I'm bringing my crew to Ghana to hold me down. So Rasmav is coming,
Okay.
Pepe is coming, and also Sass is coming. So that's my crew.
Oh, good.
And
Good to
Derek
go.
and Derek Word is coming. Derek came with us in July of 2011. So,
Okay, fantastic. Good.
all right. Anybody else
Okay.
have any questions for Amicus before I proceed with the itinerary? Just want to. No, anybody have any questions about the accommodations at all? Nothing. But all right. So let me continue on the itinerary. We're gonna continue from what I started earlier. This is day 4. Saturday, October 31st, we're going to be going to the mountains, as we call it. The usual part of the itinerary, wake up call, morning exercise, 6 o'clock, breakfast, 7, 8 o'clock. We depart to leave for the mountains, and realistic time, we're looking closer to about 8:30, the latest 9 o'clock. So we're gonna head up to the mountains, and you're gonna be able to see the city of Accra from the mountains. We're going to stop by Rita Marley house to take pictures. Note that part of the house is burnt down, but it's still, for me, it's still a nice tourist site to at least pass by and look at and visit. Rita Marley, the wife of Bob Marley, from them having their studio in Jamaica and building one day in Ghana, this is a very iconic place, and this shows you the connection of our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean, to the mother continent, and it shows that it's not only just you're talking about the legacy of Bob Marley, something this big and great, and that's where they decide to continue that legacy. So a lot of people are finding Ghana as just an incredible place to connect with and do wonderful things. And then you have Imacus here, entrepreneur, multi-talented businesswoman from the Bronx, New York. Now she's in Ghana. Now she's a famous author and all these wonderful things. It's just incredible. And I myself look to pave my future there in the country also. But while we're up in the mountains, we're going to visit the Trinity Home Foundation. It's a foundation we've been visiting from 2007. Another company, business here, they connect more with children there in Ghana as Habesha, and they have used that same foundation to connect with. So, and then other people also. So that and that's what keeps a lot of times keeps some of these operations going, is just the love of their brothers and sisters from the diaspora who give generously. So we're gonna go up there and we're gonna bring the black dolls. And I remember one year I kidnapped some white dolls from the orphanage, which it was mainly orphanage, but it's also a school now attached to the orphanage, which is further up. But I kidnapped some white dolls and I took them to the bus and I did a resurrections and I ripped the parts apart and said, from here on out, we're going to make sure we bring enough black dolls to supply the schools with. That way they don't have to have these white dolls, and which justified me taking them out of the school. It was a funny thing. I have it on video, but I didn't put it on the internet. I didn't want to get attacked with bad publicity. But that was funny though. But that's the bad situation that we look at. We have missionaries of other races that bring the dolls in, and then our children get brainwashed. So me as a person that's just strong into this, Marcus Garvey, can't look at it any other way. Marcus Garvey built the black doll factory production before we even thought about making black dolls. So it's something that we just have to continue. And Amicus connected with me on it, reconnected with me on it a few years ago, and I told Amicus we're gonna do this, and since we talked about it, we just been doing it and doing it at a wonderful level. So I think Natasha, she just logged off. Yeah, we just thank all the people that have brought those things and made a difference. But let me continue past the orphanage and the school there in Trinity. We're gonna take a wonderful walk through the Avery Botanical Gardens, and it's a nice it's a nice tour in the garden, and we just enjoy the scenery, and just it's a good walk out, good exercise. From there, we're gonna leave and we're gonna visit the University of Ghana. We're gonna do a campus tour. One of the 3 universities that we go to, we drive around, and we're gonna take a break back at the hotel, and then we're gonna depart for dinner and nightlife at Bomani's Birthday Jam out in Accra at Afro-Kiko Leisure Center Resort, and then we're gonna enjoy an incredible Ghanaian buffet, live music there. So I don't know if only person I know that's been to
Y'all gonna be there for my birthday.
But Ron, you're the only person that went with us to Afro-Kiko.
Me.
So we're gonna look to just enjoy ourselves there. The buffet is incredible. They have all kind of things there. So for those who just want to try a bunch of different Ghanaian foods that they're just adventurous like that, instead of eating on the roadside, this is where you want to try it. It's an incredible restaurant, this wonderful place. We used to go to their resort there in the eastern region, which we don't go to anymore because we're going to Techiman in the Brong-Ahafo region. But that place is wonderful. So we're going to enjoy ourselves there. And for those who are ready to go back to the hotel, we always have escort operation back to the hotel early if you need to make your move from there. So we're going to set a time to get the bus to go back. But if we're having a whole lot of fun, some of us, like myself, are going to stay back and probably do a few additional things and enjoy nightlife. So this is where we talk about the flexibility of the schedule and things like that. That way, if you're like a driven person to where you want to enjoy like 22 to 24 hours of Ghana for like 2 straight weeks, I got you, definitely. But make sure that you can get some sleep in between, like on the bus or something, because we don't want you passing out. All right, anybody have any questions about that day on the itinerary when we go up to the mountains before I move on to the long journey to the Brong-Ahafo region?
No. Oh, let me just interject this.
Sure, go ahead.
Bring charcoal.
She's a charcoal. These are charcoal, Amicus?
Well, the charcoal that you can eat, because if you get an upset stomach, charcoal is better than Malox and all the rest of them boys. Okay? You can get it in the health food store, or you can buy it from us here at One Africa.
Excellent, excellent. All right, family, what I'm going to talk about is the next 2 regions we're going to go to, which is the Brong-Ahafo region and the Ashanti region. And that will be the second and third region. So we have day 5, Sunday, November 1st. We're going to be leaving to Techiman. We're going to do the same setup, wake-up call, morning exercise, and breakfast. Now, the key thing about this day is like, what I'm gonna do, me and my staff, we want everyone to have your bags by the door by 7 o'clock, and me, Righteous, Ross Marvin, and a few other people, we're gonna come by and get your bags, and we're gonna take them to the bus and get the bus rocking and rolling early. And while everybody continue their day, we find this sometimes the bus moving baggage, sometimes the time just go by, so we have to get a head start, especially if we're gonna be leaving out at 8 o'clock. I would like to leave earlier, but because of the Bomani birthday jam the night before, I don't know if those who are going to be hanging out with me can get up in the morning. I know I'll be up, definitely. But we look to, it's a long ride. It's about, I got an estimate of about 7 hours the fastest to 9 hours the longest from Accra to the Brong-Ahafo region. Am I correct?
Yeah, between 7 and 9 hours.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't live in a country, but these are things that we have to do and learn and understand. So, and I want to make another note. The tour guide, his father died, Kwabin Albaka. His father died, so he confirmed with me that he's not going to be able to travel with us when we go up to the mountains and the first 2 days in the Brong-Ahafo region. So Bomani will be the assistant tour guide. we might be the acting tour guide. So I'm a little more laid back, and I don't know a lot of history about the country, so you're gonna miss out on certain things that he would say. But I do my best to make sure you got you covered. But Imacus is coming with me, so I want to pass on that title to her
Yeah.
as, as the acting tour guide, because I'm a leader, not a tour guide.
No problem.
And hopefully Imacus,
Okay.
she knows our country, Ghana. So, so Imacus, is that cool with you?
Yeah, it's gonna be in
Unfortunately, there's no pay to this title because Kwame got all the money.
Yeah, that's cool with me. Yeah, not a problem.
Not being
'Cause
funny,
I'm
but
gonna
appreciate you,
join
Imacus.
from the 31st.
And what I try to do with everyone when we do these long journeys is we try to share as much as possible about the country on the left and the right as we travel. But in this situation, since we got this nice tour bus because we made the minimum of 20 of us, including myself, we was able to afford that nice coach bus with the TV, the microphone, and the big windows. So I have a list of videos that we're going to be playing.
Hallelujah.
We're going to be playing one of Imacus' video that she... repeat that.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yeah, this is the bus that we took in 2013, and it was a bus that it was just like I fell in love with it. I was like, wow, this is the way it should be. I was like, I wish I could have swiped. I wish I would just have an American Express card to be just swiping us to purchase that bus that waits our bus forever. But the main thing about the bus is we usually do like in the previous years we did like a video night where we shared certain documentaries, but now we can actually play it on the bus during that ride. So we're gonna be playing documentaries like Through the Door of No Return, which features like old school Imacus, like Imacus back in the days in the 90s, like connecting to Ghana. You know, Imacus, you want to talk about that documentary or anything? Through the Door of No Return, because that's one of our key documentaries to show before we get to the Elmina Cape Coast.
No, y'all can be surprised.
All right,
No.
who's that lady?
No.
Yeah, so that's
Y'all can be surprised.
a few things that we'll share. We'll play documentaries like Sankofa, Hidden Colors. Our brother Kidi Awadi got this health documentary called Suicide. And one of the favorite documentaries I like to play is the Corporation, which which you consider corporation that's the modern day evil enterprise. But this documentary is very unique. It was done by a group of Canadians, and that's the only documentary that's kind of like outside of many things, but it's very relevant, especially since we're so dominated by these entities to learn certain things as far as how they operate. So those would be the documentary. Go ahead.
Roman,
Go
before
ahead,
I forget, Brother Mugabe is trying to get in touch with you.
Oh no, I got your bag right here, like literally tagged up and everything, and then other bags are like parked behind it, and I'm gonna order a big truck to come get us because I got too many things here. So, but we got it worked out with all the additional bags. I'm gonna get one other person to pay for an additional bag because I have a few other people that I have to pay for additional bags. I think they might give you like a 4-bag maximum you can pay for. So we definitely got you worked out on that. So we won't leave your stuff. But if you need anything else, make sure to shoot it to me before you leave, and we'll make sure we get it to you. Excellent. And also everyone, and I'll move from the topic of the journey to the Brong-Ahafo region, but I'm working on scheduling some bus stops for us at like bus stops. But at the same time too, when you're driving that far into the country, it's not like driving from New York City I-95 to Miami. It's you don't have all those luxurious bus stops. So if there's an emergency, and and we have to stop the bus, and for you to use the restroom, and if you don't mind going into the woods, which is what you're gonna see for miles sometimes, then we'll make sure that we stop at the first chance that the driver gets. We won't have the tour guide there on that route, so just stop me or Imacus, and we'll inform the driver to stop the bus and get you there. We don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable or anyone to feel so. At the same time, to understand it's a long ride, so don't fill yourself with a whole lot of water. And I'm not telling you to dehydrate yourself, but understand that we have to get where we need to get to by 6 so we can have dinner, and we can Nunet, which is our welcome host, can welcome us to the Brong-Ahafo region, and we can connect. Hopefully we can get to the hotel ahead of time. at 5 o'clock, drop our bags off, and meet for dinner at 6. So I have all those things logistically planned out, but that's the only thing that would hold us up, a bunch of stops. All right, anyone have any questions about the bus ride or any of the things we're doing before we move on to the next day?
Well, Monty, we'll have access to bottled water, right?
Bottled water?
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's the only thing we recommend. Amicus, anything else you recommend other than bottled water? You recommend people drinking water from
no,
the tap?
yeah, no. Better you drink bottled water, okay? And because the water is really not very good, so I don't recommend you drinking it. And then you'll have water, same for brushing your teeth.
All right, perfect. Now, day 6, when we're in Techiman overnight, we're going to stay at the Encom Hotel. So the link to the hotel is on the website and the tour overview. You can check their hotel out. While we're there in the Bronghafa region, the place we're going to be visiting is the Female Monkey Sanctuary, and we're going to be hiking and sightseeing at Kintampo Waterfalls. All right, so we're just spending 2 days there in the Bronghafa region, and we're going to get a chance to see. It's the center of the country, so it's a lot of nature. It's different from the southern part of the country where it's just mainly city. So that's the beginning part of what going to the northern part of Ghana would be, where it's more just land, and it's one of the wonderful part of Ghana to where it's great for industrial enterprise and manufacturing. So for those who have big money and looking to do big business, that's a perfect area that's ready for development. All right, so day 8, we're gonna be leaving from Techiman to Kumasi, and we're gonna be we're set to leave in the morning as usual, as 8 o'clock. But what we're going to possibly do, we're going to possibly head back to Benue Village, which is our host. That's where we're going to be eating dinner and enjoying our entertainment. And go back there and connect with her. And also, we don't, she doesn't have a quote-unquote school there, but that's one of the places where we're going to be donating some of the school supplies. But I want to, based on our things, I want to spend some more time with her. And maybe we can have lunch and break bread with her and connect with her some more. And then we have a different exit, and then we just depart to Kumasi, because realistically, we don't really need to be in Kumasi until about 5 o'clock that day to check into the hotel and just have dinner, because we just have nightlife there in Kumasi. The next day is when we do everything in Kumasi. So everyone, I'm saying also to just take your time and look through the itinerary. I'm just going through parts of the itinerary to let you know just how depth that itinerary is and organized. But at the same time, too, I want everyone to understand that to be open to flexibility, that and I'll be, we'll let everyone know heads up front if we need to adjust anything. But we have dates and things, sorry, not dates, we have time and things on the itinerary, but those things are still based on how things flow. All right, also once once we're there for the full day in the morning in Kumasi, day 8, Wednesday, November 4th, we're gonna leave the hotel, and we're gonna be doing the Kumasi city tour. We're gonna be going to the neighboring craft villages in Tanso for kente weaving, and Adinkra printing, wood carving village, and Banwer, the famous kente cloth weaving village. So our goal is to knock that out in the morning time. And for those who just want to shop and buy a lot of wonderful things, that's the part of our itinerary. Other than just the culture centers, the two cultural centers that we go to, that have all kind of things that you can bargain and buy for a great price. I mean, these are the villages that actually have the craft, and that's where it's made at. So it's very hands-on. We're gonna do light lunch, and then we're gonna we're gonna do a light lunch, and then we're gonna head to the culture center, and then we're also gonna drive to the Nkrumah universities, which is the second of the third universities that we're gonna go to. So then 6 p.m. dinner and social nightlife gathering with the group, and optional nightlife for those who want to go out. This is the time in Kumasi where we have our pool tournament. Anybody on here shoot pool?
A little bit.
Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sister Nunet defeat me in the championship for the last 2 years, so my goal is revenge. So I need the best person that could play pool so we can team up. So I need the best person that could team up with me so we can defeat her. And Sister Nunet is our host in Benue Village. But she's good. I'm not gonna lie, she's good. And I lost her on an 8-ball shot last year in the championship. So for those who are into pool, we do things like that. So we go to Vienna City and we'll probably do 1 or 2 nights. But it's just, it's a pool tournament and we just, shoot for a few hours and the person who wins the most wins and the best 2 face off and that's the champion. So it's fun, it's entertaining, and you also can just enjoy this nightlife scenery at it's a wonderful place in Ghana. And from there we're gonna be leaving and heading to Asin Manso, which is where we kind of broke off and connected when Imaka started explaining her part of the itinerary. So what I'm gonna do is go towards the end of the itinerary now, leaving from Bojo Beach on the way back to the hotel, the Michelin Hotel in Accra. And once we get back to the Michelin Hotel, the itinerary is basically, we don't have anything else on the itinerary other than to leave to get back to the US. So Monday is the only thing we have really on the schedule, which is just the Business and Investment Conference at 6 o'clock. And that is going to showcase a group from the Black Star Alliance Credit Union for those who want bank accounts. And it's going to showcase just a lot of wonderful business and clarity if you plan on living and doing business in the future there in Ghana. It will just lay out a game plan for you. And then I recommend everyone just read the last day on the itinerary. It talks about where you're going to bring your bags to and when we're going to leave. Just have a lot of dates and times, and that's what we religiously go by. Since some people I might not see, it depends on who's moving around, because these are all those open days. Once we leave from One Africa, basically, the schedule lightens out for the next 2 days very much. So anybody have any questions about the itinerary, any parts of it? I'm going to open up things for a few questions and answer for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to close.
I have a question for Monty. What's the best place to get African beaded jewelry?
Because what do you recommend in that situation?
You said, what do you want? Beaded jewelry?
Yes, like beaded necklaces. I have a specific design.
Well, I think the best place, you'll probably find it in the markets. Because we'll be going to like the art center. You'll go to an art center in Accra as well as in Kumasi.
Exactly, yeah.
And you probably find something there. Ghana is not big on beads like South Africa. South Africa makes some of the greatest beaded jewelry, but you'll be able to find something there.
Okay.
And push come to shove, if you have a specific design, you can give it to the person. In fact, we have someone here who makes beads, necklaces, and all the rest of that. So bring your sketch, your idea, and we can have somebody work on it if you don't find what you want.
Excellent, everyone. We just have everything open for questions. So this is it right here.
Hey, Bomani, what about, this is Derek, what about when we go to the market and we decide to buy like a drum? Are we allowed to bring back a drum and have it as a carry-on if we decide to buy a drum? How does that work?
Because you want to answer this question, I can also answer it too if...
Yeah, you can take it as a carry-on. The thing is that it either has to fit in the overhead bin or the other thing is
Do you know if it'll be a medium or you don't really know the specific size?
This is the thing about it. Yeah, that's what she was saying. With a 777, which is what we're going to be flying on, you can, if it can't fit over in the bin or under the seat, then your next option is to make it as a check-in bag.
right.
And then if the specifications, if the specifications go beyond that, but
Mail it to yourself.
hold on for a second. But what we're talking about, these are the options that's not going to cost you anything additional. I mean, there's plenty of other options after that, but we just want to make sure we cover those options. So if you do that, then you don't have to worry about any additional cost. If you have to bring your bag on as an additional check-in bag, so saying that you have 2 bags already 50 pounds, you're going to pay $200 for that drum or whatever you bring in. Now your other option is you have Delta Dash, you have international freight and so on and so on. And I think, or I'm sure those cost a lot more than that option is paying for it as an extra luggage.
Well,
Ron,
let me suggest
go ahead.
this. You're entitled to 2 bags at 50 pounds each. I would suggest that, first of all, you bring 2 bags, but don't pack them so tight that you're not going to be able to put things in them when you're going home. So you bring the basics that you need, stuff that you might want to give away, so that you'll basically have an empty bag going back. Because remember, you're going to be doing shopping and all of those things. So I generally say pack 1 good bag, pack a second bag loosely, and with stuff, T-shirts or whatever you might want to dash somebody, things that you want to leave behind. Let's say if you're bringing articles, you might bring munchies, food, some Maaloxes and things like that. You don't want to take those back. You can leave them. And then you have room in your suitcase going back, and it shouldn't cost you anything, because you would still be within the weight limit.
Excellent. That's the best way to approach
And
things.
Mr. Amicus, just tell the family that there's no place on the continent of Africa where you can't take things over, shoes or clothes or things like that. You can trade. It's not like the United
Yes.
States or the Americas. You can trade things there.
Well, you can. Things have changed a bit. Before, you could bring a whole lot of stuff and people would be willing to trade.
You said
People
used,
will barter with you.
Used.
Okay, and I think you'll enjoy that bartering, and don't feel like somebody's trying to cheat you. If they tell you, look, I want 150 for this, you say you cut it in half and barter with them. It's not that they're cheating. It's like, think that what I have to offer is worth 200. Now you may think it's only worth 25, but that's your opinion. So we'll barter on it.
Wow.
Right. You don't want to take the first price. Never. Ever
No,
take the
you
first price.
never take the first price. And the trick to good bartering is not to be, oh gosh, I like that. The thing is to show a little disinterest and then walk away. And, okay, I'll go someplace else. Okay.
That is
And
the art of
9 out of
bartering.
10 times they'll call you back. Oh, wait, my sister, what is your price? What do you want? Okay.
They know their bottom line.
They already know what their bottom line is. Okay.
Right.
So
That's why you can walk. You can act like you're walking away. Because they'll let you walk. They'll let you walk if you pass their bottom line.
yeah. So if you lighten up your suitcase, you'll have space to put all those things that you're going to buy.
That is the $1 million recommendation right there. Can't recommend anything better than that right there, Amicus. So, yeah, that's our process that, we're there. So while you're doing all this shopping, if you get overwhelmed, we'll work on arrangements to work that out. This heads up on the cost of shipping beyond just the flight that you're going to be on. It's going to be.
And when you go to the art center in Accra, they have some really wonderful drum makers there.
But I'm telling you, brothers are bad.
They
Make some nice drums.
So, when your money, you want to bring large bills, because large bills will get a greater rate of exchange if you're going to the Forex. Yeah, the big ugly white people. Okay, so 50s and 100s. I mean, if you have a couple of 20s, fine, but your rate of exchange will be better. And in terms of credit card, Visa is a very popular card that you can use. What's that other one?
MasterCard and American Express.
Nah.
Visa is good, yeah. Just the MasterCard, the issue of MasterCard is just.
Money off of it. I can go to a machine too.
Yes, we're gonna be stopping by machines daily, or every other day at least. Sorry, daily if you need it.
And if you have, like, when you use the ATM machine, you're going to pay several charges depending on your bank's arrangement. You'll pay for converting that money to local currency. It will not give you dollars. Say if you want $300, it'll give you the CD equivalent to $300. It won't give you dollars. And
Absolutely.
there is a service charge.
Yeah, we absolutely have to. Yeah,
And don't forget,
I understand
ladies,
those, but that's fine. They just came on the call and recently and
Okay.
dropped off. But other than that, everything is fine. I'm just trying to make what we do
Other than
respectfully
that,
is we're making time for you to ask all kind of questions or make sure that you're clear on certain things, which is because when we get there to Ghana, we are running into the itinerary. We won't have like a full-fledged orientation anymore because we're getting there late. So that day, the only thing scheduled is nightlife, and then morning we start out fresh and we're rolling. So other than the tour guide is not available to talk, but he'll introduce himself on that first day when we leave out, and he'll catch up with everyone. But we just go through whatever or shoot any question, and we'll go through it for the next few minutes, and we close the call. And then from there, I'm expecting everybody to just be prepared and ready to go. And if they're not, then you can always call me.
oh, all right, just for your information, I said you don't ask person, are you crazy? I mean, sometimes people do things, you think, man, are you crazy? That's a terrible insult. And you don't give someone something with your left hand. You don't wave with your left hand. That's almost like the finger, okay? It's done with your right hand, okay? These are just a few things that are real, that what we call our nuances, okay? Things like that. So if you want to give somebody something, you give it to them with your right hand. You want to shake, you shake with your right hand, if you shake at all. I don't shake hands. So, but that is part of our culture.
Absolutely, and these are the things that we want people to be clear on, especially when we talk about not taking any pictures at the American Embassy, which we're going to be driving by on that day when we the next day after we we get to Ghana, that first full day of our tour. So it's we've went over many things and over the period of time because I remember you being on a few conference calls at the beginning of the year, and we went over everything. So. We have done the best to get anyone prepared, and we feel like we do a better job than anybody else that can get you prepared to the African continent. Now it's time for us to live out the itinerary that we have here on a day-to-day basis, so everybody's clear on everything. So we're going to do a few last-minute questions before I close out, and then I want to connect with Ron to share a few last-minute things and Imacus before we just fully close. So anybody have any last-minute questions? All right. Since everybody's being shot, go ahead. Since everybody's being shot, I'm gonna go by everybody's on the call one time, one at a time. All right, we have Omar here. Omar, can you hear me? Yes. So everything is ready to go. You have your passport and your ticket, and you're ready to go to the airport to meet us there in the lounge in Amsterdam. That's perfect. And you're one of the people that I'm going to call directly before we leave to work that out to where we're going to meet, since I won't see you in Atlanta. I'll have to... Same thing as you, Camille. You and Pepe got to work out a location, a specific location and specific time, because our flights are about 20 minutes apart. So, or they're probably closer than we think. But we just need to confirm on a location where we can meet. And then from there, we'll proceed to leave to hang out in Amsterdam. And those who decided that they don't want to go, then I would recommend for them to kind of hang out at the food court area, and then they can just do whatever they need to do. The airport is big; there's a lot of things going on. We're just trying to make the best of just trying to get some fresh air. I mean, you're talking about being on that plane with all that, everybody breathing the same air for hours. I want to get off and I want some fresh air. As fresh as Amsterdam air is going to be, it's probably a polluted city like most cities in Europe.
But I have a question. It's
Sure.
going to be cold there?
Oh yes, it's going to be cold and definitely freezing on the plane, so make sure you bring a sweater and your jacket or you're going to be hurting.
Okay.
Where am I going to meet you in Amsterdam?
You're gonna meet me
John.
at the KLM departure gate. So so everybody in Amsterdam, your goal is to get to the departure gate at KLM at 12 o'clock. The flight leave at 2:20, so you want to get there the latest by 1 o'clock. And that's it. That's the meetup place, and you just have to make sure that you're there to get on the flight. If there's anything that happened, emergency, I have no phone and no email, so that's why we're going through all of this, so everybody could be on the same path, and especially when we're there up in Europe.
Sounds
So-
good.
But Bomani, it's not cold in Ghana.
It's not cold in Ghana, but it is cold in Amsterdam.
Excuse me.
Well, I'm because you live by the beach. You live by the beach.
It can get quite chilly, okay? And when you're up in the mountains, it can also be chilly. So, yeah, bring a sweater or a jacket, something light.
Okay.
And the thing is that you want to bring lightweight clothing, especially like cotton, lightweight, not black, okay? Because mosquitoes hide in the dark.
Okay.
All right, no short shorts, no
Did you say
daisy
no black? What did you say first, Mr. Amerson? No black?
Yeah, that's what she said, no black color.
dukes. Yeah, don't wear black. You want to wear bright, light colors, especially for nighttime. Okay, and you don't want to wear shorts. Isn't that what they call them? Crazy dukes or daisy dukes or something. But anyway, yeah, because the thing is that just like with mosquitoes come out at night, and they like to, if you're wearing something black, then you can't see them. Okay, you feel them. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and don't forget, ladies, this is for the ladies. Large, okay, large.
Okay, we got you. We got you.
Thank you, girls. Appreciate love that.
No, that is funny. All right, let me let's get this close out this past our time. Brother Ron, you have anything you want to close out with everyone or share with anyone before we leave on this, before we close out on this conference call?
Yes. It's about the cell phones. If you have an unlocked phone that you can use, you can check with the tour assistant, probably Brother Righteous. There's a mall near the Midland Hotel when we get to Accra. When you first get there, there's a mall close by, and they have different phone company services there that they can get you a SIM card. If you want to go that route, there's different routes you can take. You can go that route. It's not expensive. It's pretty inexpensive, actually. It's Airtel, the one I use. Then you can also go the route through your own carrier, like AT&T that I have here in the United States. They have packages that I can buy before I leave. I can buy packages, and they give you so much gigabytes, whatever you need, or whatever package. But that you have to check that out yourself. So there's different, or you can, like you sometimes can say, you can buy a phone when you get over there. There's different ways you can take it. You don't have to worry about it. You can always get that phone service. And then the wireless situation, Omani, you might know that the Noda Hotel, they have, I was just reading right here, they have a wireless internet speed. It says that the critics are saying it was fantastic. So that hotel seems to have good wireless up in Kumasi, or in Kumasi. And those who need wireless service. And they also have, I think, wireless services, I think, Bomani, right? You can buy,
Yeah, I have a Glow wireless stick that worked for me the last time when I was at One Africa, and I was
Yeah,
like,
you can get a dog full.
Okay. That's all I have to say.
well, appreciate you, brother. And Amicus, any last words to for those who are getting ready to journey to Ghana or just come to One Africa and enjoy themselves on the
Well,
resort?
I'll see y'all in paradise.
All right.
All right.
Perfect. So everyone, those are the details of everyone need to communicate with me anytime when we're leaving. From now until when we're leaving, reach out to me. Available by text or phone call. I'm be doing the same thing that everybody gonna be doing. I got a bunch of bags here, looking to finalize packing and things like that, and get on the journey there to Ghana. So just make sure you get to the airport way ahead of time. Make sure you clear the day of the 28th. Because I know the flight leaves out later on in the evening, but clear your day. No appointments, no business, no nothing. Just focus on doing the final packing and stay up all night and pack. That way, when you get on a flight, you can get some. Your body will be resting, and you won't even know it. Other than that, all of the details we talk about is right there on the website on the tour link there for you, and I'll be on standby for anybody's communication and be finalizing on the last few things that we need to close out there in Ghana to make this journey special. And another thing too, the tour book. I am finished with the tour book. It's a lot bigger tour book than we have had over the years. A lot of pictures. So I got a few people helping me with final edits and things. And I'll use Amicus edits from last year, which helps a lot. And I'm gonna have the book into print mid this week, and we'll have it ready for the group when we meet up in Amsterdam or Atlanta.
Very good.
With Amicus, I got you on a T-shirt. And one last thing, the Africa of Africans T-shirt. Thanks for everybody reply. We end up going with the white T-shirt, black letter. So we're gonna use that for the day when we go to the dungeons. I was trying to come up with a red, black, and green combination to work, but the colors just wouldn't work right. So we can wear that as Sin Man. So other than that, we have the pens and we have the bags here. So tour book should be finished by next week Saturday, and I'm gonna have it uploaded as a digital copy on the website for those who are going to be trying to get your book. Because once you get one of these books, I'm telling you, your friends, your mother, father, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, cousin, neighbors, they're gonna be trying to get that book from you. Direct them to go to the website and they can print it off, or they can just view the digital copy. With everything else, we only make enough for what we need for, which is a journey. So it's 20 of us. We're going to produce about 30 books. I'll probably keep 2 here in Atlanta, and the lucky 2 people will get it. Other than that, I'm going to be guarding my book with Safeguard when I go meet with people and talk with people, because they're going to be trying to get my book. Because it's that wonderful of a book, and it's something that we've been working on since 2007. So every year it's better and better. And it's the full-fledged program with all of the tour all of the tour staff and all of the locations we go to. There's a paragraph about it. There's pictures of one of the previous groups, and there's marketing of those of us that are on staff, the business and things that we do. So it's just a very personal book, and it's the dedication to everybody that's coming on a journey with us. So appreciate everybody energy, and we're gonna make this the best journey that we've taken. So everyone, good night, and I'll talk with everybody throughout the week, one way or another.
Thank you, Bomani. Good night.
All right, good night, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Good night, everybody.